Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to LEGO City Underground. So I was able to go into the video settings here and turn off vertical sync without resetting, which is odd because it made me reset when I changed it from 60 Hz to 30 Hz. But what's more interesting about this is that it dropped all of the background layer of the actual game from being displayed. So, I suppose take that for what it is. It doesn't really affect anything. It's just, I guess, an indication that no new frames would be rendered while a game is paused, which is probably what you would expect in any case. Although, since the game is being paused anyways, you really don't have a reason why you would need to get rid of a single frame on that pause screen. Like, you could just hold on to it as a stationary image until you jump back into the game and render the next frame. So we're in Fresco, and I can't even bring up scan mode where I am. Apparently I was too close to a wall or something. There's something over here. There's something over here. I think I mostly want to try and make sure I get everything that's on the ground level or back in this generic direction, because my concern here is that if I don't get everything, I'll end up having one single super brick or one single item that is just so distant and far from any other collectible that we'll have to run around the entirety of a city region to try and find where it is and what it is and where it goes. There's a whole bunch of things in particular on this building, which that should really surprise nobody since this was a big story section. So, no real surprise there. Seems fairly obvious what they had intended at some point was for a mission in which we would have climbed to the top of this building and snuck in, since this is the sneaky area. So, like, this is the basically bootleg moonshine mafioso hideout. Did I get everything else that's in this general area? Let's see. There's there's a ice cream ball that needs to get over there. But otherwise, it does seem like everything else is good here. So we'll take this. This will, I believe, take us in a different direction, but probably not too far away. Guess you have to be somewhat careful here, because I bet the pig would not be super happy about being forced to jump in the water. He'd probably reset. Now I can't swap while I'm riding the pig, which is weird. Notice the pig has a Lego brick in the middle of his waist. That's something that they do with a lot of the rideable animals, so that you could have a character standing on the back of an animal riding it. There really isn't a better solution. They do something different with bikes where they make them really thin in one point, but it doesn't Doesn't really work that good either. I believe older versions of animals in Lego sets just had a couple of studs on their back, and that was that. And that probably works as well as anything else. There's a disguise token over here. There really isn't a lot in Fresco left. So once I get everything, I'll kind of have everything. And yeah, I can't walk and swap at the same time, and I'm having trouble even walking on that edge. And this is taking us all over the place. It's just teleporting us up to the top, and then we'll jump, and I may have to make a special double check just to make sure we didn't miss anything else. Like, we'll ignore that piece because we know that's something we have to do something different with. We've got a cat and the cat thing over there. We've got a super brick over here. Let's go get that first.
I can't wait to start my new job at the fire department next week.
Okay, I'm completely lost.
This is another one of those areas where it totally feels like there's... Wow, that's not a door? Okay. So I need to jump over and then jump up here to get that. 100 studs. I didn't think that they really use studs as a currency. Like, I've never heard that actually mentioned in any of the Lego games. That, oh yeah, by the way, we know what money is and we use it. I kind of felt like that was just a video game conceit, in the same way that, like, playing as Luke Skywalker, you would inevitably be the super powerful hero, but in many Star Wars movies or video games in particular, you would have to get some extra amount of experience to unlock that stuff. Unlock Jedi abilities and such. Or Superman, I guess, is a bad example of any video game. But yeah, I never really thought for a second that this was a city that circulated or worked around a currency of studs. If it did, there's a problem that falls apart because we have Lego money that exists, and we're breaking Lego things all the time, like Lego ATMs. So all logic falls apart. There's another jump. Another jump that plays no role in the game. Alright. This is gonna stink, but we kind of have to do this. I didn't get the achievement for this, so I'm thinking there's a way to teleport yourself up to the top. Isn't there? I could have sworn that there was a teleporter to the top here. Nope. Instead, you have this very awkward non-Lego ground to compensate for the fact that the building is tilted to compensate for the fact that the Lego, there's two problems there. It's definitely not following a Lego standard grid format, and it's also not really looking like Legos. So there's a take your pick of complaints you can make about this building. I have actually seen Leaning Tower of Pisa's made out of Legos, but they aren't in a micro scale. But they've also made architectural scale Leaning Towers of Pisa's also, so they really don't have any excuse. Let's see. And it's not that you're supposed to ride the rail here. It really is. I think you just have to be really close to the beginning. So, right about there. That's what it wants us to do. And my hands are not on the controller, so we're just going to ride this all the way down and not hit any buttons, and we'll just see what happens. And hopefully that will unlock the achievement this time. If it doesn't, then I might be confused, and there might be some other rail. So none of that whatsoever was with any input from me. That was just straight up me not pressing a button. Did we ever collect the thing?
I suppose I'd better repair something.
I guess this is supposed to be an ice cream piece.
How are you doing?
I think that's what this is. And you really wouldn't get that.
Hey there.
Oh, it does say return the ice cream scoop. And it is pointing way over there. That's quite the distance considering there's no real way to speed this up. I'm holding the right trigger like you would if you were driving a car, and that's not really speeding it up either. This is clearly the big puzzle for this level. Is getting the 3 pieces of ice cream back in the bowl. And there's not even an animation around it.
I can't believe I only get a lousy half hour for lunch.
Come on, color gun. Apparently that color is the right color. Okay. Meanwhile, here's the fast travel train station. In case we ever need to come back in this area. Which we probably won't. I suppose you could say that the Lego dollars are possibly the dollars and the studs are the coins. But then that certainly would have this Lego City. This Lego City is just crawling with people dropping coinage all over the place. And I don't think that still makes sense in some of the other Lego games because I think currency was not very standardized, to say the least, in Star Wars.
My boss will be livid if I'm late again.
And if it was, it certainly wasn't Lego studs or Lego dollar bills. What's weird is, since this game is so centered around criminal things, there was a Lego diamond piece, and they didn't use that 3D model as far as I can recall. There's a giant green emerald that they used, yes, but there is just a standard Lego diamond. And that would have been an easy enough collectible to have floating around. I don't know if that's any more entertaining than any of the other collectibles that we have floating around. So we've got to figure out how to get up there.
I should spend more time in the countries.
So what do my instincts tell me? You have this whole jump around area. Or we have a chicken area where we could fly and hover. I bet it's more of a chicken area where you can fly and hover.
LEGO City.
Got something here we can build. That's the third piece of ice cream. This is so slow. Tapping A, it's doing nothing. X is doing nothing. B, I don't think would do anything, but I don't want to press it in case it does jump off. So here's a great example. Why is the other side not made out of Legos too? TT Fusion here just has a complete misunderstanding of how Lego games have been in the past and decided to do something very different that makes it feel incredibly awkward and different, and just not like it was. You're in this weird position where this one stands above the crowd by being the worst Lego game I've played by far. It's not like the Lego The Hobbit or Lego Lord of the Rings that tried to do something different while still maintaining or at least mostly understanding Lego games, previous Lego games. This is just like we have never made a Lego game before. Very possibly this wasn't going to be a Lego game to start with, and then it got turned into a Lego game through acquisition or through just bad management. And in all honesty, if TT Games came out and said, hey, we're not making a Lego game for a while, we're taking a break, I'd be kind of excited by that. It's not a terrible thought. Like it really could allow for just a refreshing of the batteries mentally as far as the teams that work on Lego games. Alright. See, we've got a minute, so we've I assume got enough. I missed something though. Here it is. Good. That was nice and easy.
Yo.
Let's break in here and see if there's something back behind here. No, we must have already collected that. Is there anything up higher? We might be approaching for this area like we might be approaching near 100%. This thing is trying to turn on me. So how did I get up here the first time? I'm pretty sure I cheated it. Yeah, I cheated it from this angle. let's see, there's super brick over there. So this gets me over here. That whole back area here does not strike me as a section that can be worked around, so no, it's something more difficult or easier. So that kind of confirms that like you really can't get to this point on the top of any of these back buildings. You have music playing for no reason. The weird incidental music would be more appreciated if this song just faded in every now and then. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna get higher, so there's gotta be some kind of system here. If I go here and try that does nothing for us. This doesn't open anything. So there's gotta be something more. I honestly don't think this is a scenario where you're supposed to work your way all the way through the tunnel and then back.
I should spend more time in the countryside.
But maybe it is. Maybe this really, it does just boil down to you need to walk further down this direction. Nope. Of course, I could be riding a car right now. This will bring me into the next area, which I believe this next area is missing quite a bit of stuff too, so is there anything here that would justify or be an easy way to climb up? I'm not really seeing it. They've got basically all of the buildings being really, really far away from that tunnel top. But we do have a super brick build here we can get, and then to the right there is a vehicle secret race, so we might as well get those done. Oh, it is a jump. Interesting. Alright, well, let's face in this direction. Summon a new car while we're getting all the animation. And then, I don't know what it was showing me there, but that's like the best example I've ever seen of the game being weird and the jump ramps not being really equated to anything that you're actually doing as far as the momentum you have. Alright. So as we start to approach the last 10-20% of collectibles in an area, we may very well start running into the scenarios where only a jump can reach the place you're trying to reach. Alright, let's see if we can scan around here and see if we can see anything else, or if there's actually even anything else in this section that needs to be collected. What we have missing is a police car chase in this section and 2 races, and that is it. So otherwise Fresco is done. So if I'm gonna guess, there's probably some vehicle races. That's an interesting line of dialogue. Does that have anything to do with the fact that I'm in a spacesuit, or does that just play? So I think this is a race. If I was just a guess. No? Let's go into scan mode. We know that there's a race back in the other area. So perhaps that race ends in this area? Well, that's gonna be useless for me. Can I break that? Sure. And then it gives me a little sea-doo. So I guess what we're looking for is any little oceanside vehicles, I guess. Like any of these tunnels could potentially also be what we're looking for, but let's stay outside on the coast. Over here we can see that there's way over here a jump that probably doesn't do anything. And I think we may be approaching the end of Fresco. Alright. Okay. Here we've got something, over there we've got something, and over here we've got something. This one says complete 16 time trials. This one says complete 16 time trials. So I'm wondering if neither one of these actually are unlockable right now. Let's see. Let's change to the police officer and do the listen-in mission. Do I really want to... No, this is scan for criminal missions. So this chase might take me to a completely different area. If it does, I guess more's the better. I am doomed. There's no way that's gonna work. Like, short of severe rubber banding, I seriously doubt that's gonna... I'm gonna catch up. But we'll see what happens. There's a long stretch of no. I took the wrong way. So yeah, at least I can see if I generally know where I'm supposed to be going. I don't think I do. I should just stop right now. Just stop and let him get away. See, what area are we in right now? We're in a different area with different things to collect, so we could take a moment and scan this whole area while we're waiting for this to stop being useful or stop doing its thing. There's a race over here. There's a thing over here. I know there's a Lego store somewhere around here. Let's go ahead and just see if we can get that while we're waiting for it to fail. Just multitask a little bit. It must be severely rubber banding. And there must just be a timer limit on this, I would guess.
What's going on?
Alright. Can I jump on this to get up there? No. We're gonna have to do it the way it was intended to be done. Come on, firewoman. This is interesting because, frankly, this music playing, like, I wouldn't mind if half the time it just played that music. Like there really is no reason for that to not be one of the songs that just pops in. Right. This time we'll be more careful and not jump in the water, but it does kind of show some terrible placement of just the starting location here. That they totally set you up for failure. And a kid's game, a Lego game in particular, should not be setting you up to fail this badly, as I did.
Hope they're okay.
Let's see. He's running over the people and then I'm just driving over them. Now, if I can reach this guy, if the game will let me, I could end this pretty quickly. Just take tight corners and not run into too many things. Some of these races, clearly they have a desire to make it go a certain way. Come on. Out of the way. I'm just wrecking this guy.
I'm out of here.
So there we go, vehicle robber arrested. There's apparently 4 more of those to go. Right. We're in a different area. More is the better. Let's find something new to do. What section are we in? We are nearly at the exit point of this area. And I vaguely recall this being something we did the majority of, which would explain why there's not a lot here to see. Of course, I believe this is the area with the Lego store. There you go. There's a robber challenge. We'll go do that. So that would be play as this guy and go steal a car, which very possibly will take us back to the main area that you start in, or it might take us back to Fresco, or it might take us somewhere different. Still in a cutscene right now. We can't even risk you driving out of the garage without the danger of potentially crashing and burning in the first 5 minutes. This car is feeling a little awkward to drive. So we're going over the bridge, which I know the bridges are here because the game can't handle loading so many buildings in at the same time, but they really do tend to be these narrow, boring stretches of road. So what I would have done as a mitigating factor, had I gotten this feedback, which arguably maybe for this game, since it has so many other little nagging issues, maybe you wouldn't have gotten this feedback. But I would have said bring the car to the bridge. Once it's across, once it's at the bridge, we can get it to other district lines and the cops won't follow. I don't know why the cops wouldn't follow, but let's just assume that to be the narrative. Then it would just be a matter of driving it to a certain district line, and that's it. Whether the district line is a bridge or just another section of the city. There's no AI programmed into this to lose stars or lose heat from the police, and I don't think there ever would be. See, this specifically has brought us into an area that has nothing in it. So, like this area in particular has been 100%ed. So, I could walk back this direction. It would just be easier to fast travel though. So let's just fast travel here. Let's fast travel and scan around and see. It really does put you right at the Lego store, doesn't it? You can see that there's a whole collection of things to deal with. Okay. So I'm guessing you swim up and grab the ledges. At least that's the general idea. I guess you have to actually do that. Or you work through it some other way. I assume that there's a safety issue as to why I've never seen this actually done in real life. Little platforms. yeah, there's a major safety issue, quite frankly. You're just going to fall and bust your face on the way down. Water will stop and save you. I may have seen some game shows that were kind of like this. But, yeah. And those aren't even LEGO jump platforms. So here's a race. It says complete 16 time trials, which I suspect might be an indication that they all just say that, regardless of how many time trials you've really done. We are, I think, still kind of stuck. We've got a whole bunch of stuff. So, attempt number 2 to get into the LEGO store or get to the top of the LEGO store, of which I believe there is only one LEGO store.
Gotta hurry.
Yo.
Around this building it doesn't seem like there's a way up, but you have this sloped building over here. Seems like it might be a way up. The camera would be so generous as to, like, that doesn't seem right. So, like, this seems like that's supposed to be a slide down. So there must be another building that we climb up to. And I guess it's that building over there?
Hi there.
So how do we get to the top of this building? We can get that high. This is like a broken ATM, but it's just broken for no reason? Or it's glitched? It looks like there's a teleporter in this building. So if we can find a way up this building, I think we might have something. Meanwhile, I just want to double check to make sure that there's nothing here. There's a vehicle race. Alright. So, farmer. Cycle through all the buttons. And of course I would do that for days. I would go through the cycle 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times before I would hold down the Y button, because it just feels like it would be faster. Even if it's not true, it totally feels like it would be true. So going in here, and then pressing this teleports you up to this point. And that chicken, I think, really just takes you that direction. So what are we looking at here? Let's go into snapshot mode. How would we get up there? This seems so weird. It really feels like there should be something more logical to this. Not just a police jump or a race or a ramp or something. There is something over here. guess we could see if that does it. Let's just double check. Yeah, that leads you in that direction, which is totally the wrong direction. Was not the right character. What do we have? We have a token just sitting on the ground. We did get up here via flying, so there was some point we were at the top of some building. That's kind of undeniable. The RFA. The Royal... What? I don't know what it could be. If it was royal, the second word couldn't be federal, because that wouldn't make a lot of sense. The A could be association or alliance pretty easily. Royal Family Alliance. If there was supposed to be a car jump, there would have to be a ramp. I'm not seeing that. This is just going to take me further and further away. The Royal Feudal Association, I guess, would make sense, since they do look to be in knight's armor. So, alright, here's where our choice goes. Do we want to fly that direction, or do we want to go around? Let's fly this direction. Seems like it's gonna get us higher. Is there possibly... I think this is possibly the right direction. Climb up to these pigeons. Slide down here. This flings you over here, right on top of the pigeons. Just jumped right through that. Okay. So we can see that there is a landing pad. And that's where I suspect this boils down to, is that I bet I just need to get in a helicopter. Yeah. So, is there a easy way to get in the helicopter? Not really. I don't even know where one would be. I'd have to look at the map. Or maybe this is the easy way up.
Put pickle in my sandwich again.
Yeah, the same lines of boring, badly written dialogue over and over again. Okay. I could come up here, and I believe this is where the chicken takes you all the way over there. Yeah. Or I can hope that there's some other way It's all a little too tall. And it seems like you start on that building. Like, yeah. Even if I was going to try and rocket from where I am to that ledge, don't feel like I'd be tall enough, and I don't think I'd have enough juice. It's just ever so slightly too little. Meanwhile, if I would need a helicopter pad, I don't think I could get that. I don't think there's one around here. Or if there is one around here, I don't know where it is, so let's take this vehicle for a race and see what happens. This is one of the actual races that's gonna make it a little difficult, even with the extra boost. Because you have nothing. Oh yeah, this is that one that's a nightmare because you have to jump through it and not screw up by hitting the well, not hitting much of anything. Alright. So you have to not hit the carousel to start with. So you have to decide whether you're going to hit the carousel or not. And then you have to not bump into anything here. And then do this. And you've got to get it straight on. Otherwise the jump doesn't count. And then we've got to get this. And like I've already done 2 or 3 things that are pretty demanding, so it really should just end the race at that point. But I think it requires you go in a full circle, which means there could be a lot more. And yeah, we're running into tons of lag while doing this, which is a good indicator that lag is in part affected by the racing engine more than anything else. Right. Drive around the bowl. Not like you have power drifting abilities or anything like that. There we go. Alright. We've got one more to do. Hopefully that is the most difficult race time trial that we have to do in the entire game, but we do have quite a lot. That did say 5 of 16, so clearly when I scan these time trial things, that is an indicator that it's just saying in general you're supposed to do 16 time trials, not that you have to do 16 to unlock that specific time trial. So there's a vehicle summon point, which frankly are useless. Like they became completely and totally useless as soon as we unlocked the ability to instant summon with the red bricks. It's like the closest thing I can do is this. I'm gonna fast travel here. We're gonna set the helicopter. We're going to let's see, hopefully I can. Actually, I don't even think I can get to that helicopter point. So it frankly would be easier to fast travel here, do all the frustration it takes to get to the top of the hospital and get to that helicopter than it is to do anything else, which is just really ridiculous. But didn't I also have some weirdness happen with this helicopter pad where it didn't really want to work? Might be setting myself up for disappointment here. Alright. Thank goodness that they didn't really care to test any of this, so it wouldn't be easy to cheat. Alright. Come on. Seriously, so that helicopter pad doesn't work. Which means this helicopter pad is the next one we would have to try. And it's probably worth also mentioning that, like, in this area, I don't think we've gotten everything in the pagoda area, so we should probably look. Just scan around and see if we can find the one thing we're still missing. Nope, not seeing it, so onward we go. Trying our best not to break any momentum, but certainly having some momentum broken. And I guess it really will boil down to, if there are 2 or 3 places that you absolutely need a helicopter to land in, then you're going to probably have to find a helicopter pad that you can actually use consistently, and also fly around to a lot of different places. Alright. There's a tree that needs to be watered. Let's make sure there we go. 2 out of 3 trees.
Why would I have to choose a diet that stops me eating chocolate?
So yeah, 3 bonsais. So we now know that there's a thing over in that general direction. Over there somewhere. We'll have to go and collect that. Do I see anything else? We're jumping around, not trying to be such a stickler that we stay in one area. Let's see. This is hit it with a gong or hit it with color. So we gotta figure out where the gong is. Where is it hiding? Well, I already filled that hole. Is there a gong maybe in this? Or maybe a gong in this. It's been a long time since we've had to really use Rex's ability. So maybe a gong hiding in these. Well, I'm saying gong, I really mean mallet. That's what I'm looking for. I think you've probably gone too far at this point. So let's just shoot things and see if my zapper will break where the mallet is hiding. There you go. Is this it? No. Is there anything there? No. This is strange. Is there a mallet in there? We've got some boats here that seem to be sitting and waiting for us, but nothing really impressive. Is this something we've done before? There's a super brick down lower. We ran into quite a bit of those. Well, this is troublesome, to say the least. I have a mallet missing. It feels like it could be any large distance away. Maybe this is it. That looks interesting. A Chinese style phone. I don't think it's something like get to the roof, because if it was get to the roof, then there would be something there. An easier way to do that. Over in that area, maybe? Because here we have either a trash can that we can't break, or something else. Maybe I already gonged that bell and this is the last bell. That could be the case. It'd make more sense. Gotta stand in the right position. So that was the third out of 3. Okay. And she just drops the mallet anyways. Wow, there's just a whole cluster of things over here.
Where is the building?
Yeah, no thanks, we'll just cheat our way through through this maze. That is the Chase suit. Alright. Where's our guy? We could do this legitimately. Just like it's rather easy from a top-down perspective to see where you need to go, or at least moderately easy. Just have to kind of find the right path, and let's just assume that it's gonna have us go the more difficult way. There we go. No timer, no indicator, nothing that said I needed to do that in that order or that way. Geez, and I guess we're just gonna have to call it because now we're in the pagoda area and there's enough to do here to start the next hour doing the pagoda stuff and looking around for the last few collectibles. We still really have not done anything in the airport section, which in all fairness, if I went and did the airport section, that probably is the easiest place to find a fast travel location and a helicopter pad. I would almost guarantee that if I was designing the game, at least, I would put those two right next to each other, because that makes so much logical sense. It seems like I could get up one way, but not high enough the other way, so. And this is definitely not a case of a section that I would expect you could fly to. It's way over here. Maybe over even here. We gotta start in this area. So yeah. I suppose it's worth mentioning that if you were finding a section of ground that was rumbling, taking a pneumatic drill to it's probably not the right move. Just saying. Alright, let's get this last one. We won't leave it hanging on this one.
Another 8 hours of glorious work.
I think I'll go to Papa Lardo's. What's going on?
There we go. Miles rebar. Alright. And then that puts us in a good position to go collect that disguise token next time. So we ended up, we've traveled a lot of different places, and we ended up in Pagoda, and there's a police mission, a listening mission, a car stealing mission, and I think that's pretty much it for Pagoda. And our main goal was to come back to this helipad to get a helicopter to fly in this area so we could get the last few things on top of the Lego store in this area. I still have some things for King's Court that we really didn't focus on, and I still have 2 time trials that need to be done in Fresco, but that's, I think, pretty much it. But when you get to Paradise Sands, there's quite a lot we haven't done. This whole upper area has been a oddly poorly balanced section, I would say, because whenever you steal a car, whenever you do a mission, it doesn't really bring you up to the uptown section. Even Crescent Park here has just a ton of stuff, whereas I guess that's kind of true for these areas somewhat too.
Oh, great. I'm completely lost.
So we still have 5 out of what seems like 12 areas to do, and the percentage wise, it seems to agree with me. I thought we'd be done in about 5 hours an hour ago, and we went from 70% to 71.2%, or thereabout, very close to that. So we did get over 1 million bricks now, and we're approaching 15 billion studs, for whatever that's worth. We have 202 minifig disguises tokens, character tokens, and we have 86 of 120 vehicles and 319 of 450 gold bricks. So we lost some momentum there, and I guess that's where it's going to boil down to, is that as we start doing the more difficult things, it's just going to take more and more time. A lot of things clearly were designed to be super easy to get. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.